Okay, though I think it's difficult for the T's to get onto the side. You can see the CTs making their way across. It is going to be pretty awkward, and there's going to be a lot of close ranges. I don't think there's any fight that's particularly comfortable here for either side, but it's going to be Rogue who will claim the heads as they begin to roll around the A-bomb site. Peter looking to get something in the around the double doors, but the bomb is down on the site, so it's an enormous task to be had.
Enormous.
It's interesting. I remember one of his breakout performances in MLG Aspen so many years ago. That was my debut event actually as a commentator. So, and that was on. It was on this map that he was able to show his explosive warping prowess to defeat at the time one of the best teams in the world, which was LDLC, led by Happy. So there's a blast from the past for you as we get back into the action now. Look at the discipline here from Rogue. They are chill as can be.
Triple peak coming in, Cadian leading the charge, and that'll be enough to finish things off in favor of Rogu. There is the man Hiko. Riquet, big fan of Riquet as well. Always love to see him doing well. I think I last saw him in the flesh, or last said hello to him. I feel like it was in Malaysia, but we saw him yesterday. His hair is blue. So are the colours of Rogue. He's dedicated to the cause. A keen rifler as well as a sniper rifle player, so if they choose to go double, then he will be the Michael Bublé. That literally makes no sense.
I was going to say, well, a very fast push in through the double doors here for Team Dignitas with the pistols, trying to overwhelm, trying to close a distance on their opponents. There's not a lot of great options on the T side with pistols if you're trying to rush something, honestly, so a lot of teams, you know, if you can get that one smoke onto CT and then you can try to dart up to the front of the B-bomb site, that actually can work out, but it's always very difficult to get past that first phase, which is through the double doors and up onto the site. So Rick's now looking to get some extra bits of damage, if he possibly can. Looking to take some chunks out of one of these players. And it's looking rather difficult. So far we've seen a good display of discipline from Rogue, actually. In the first 2 rounds, we've seen them, like, everybody's very aware of not overextending. This is kind of Astralis-esque, whereby there's just this sort of mind link between every player on the team where everyone knows at this point, even though there's been loads of decisions and crazy chaos, at this point now no one peeks now. Everyone just plays the team play that we play crossfires. We don't give anything away.
His name is Gage. That's an unusual one. It's nice to see all the player names. Man like Gage. I wonder if on the streets he's known as like 12 Gauge. Or something like that. Who knows? If I ever son, I call him Boar.
My nickname would be Nicholas Gage.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Clean-up operation. Cadian with the MP9 looking to make some money. Got to be careful though, running out of bullets. Rix is alone, reloading his deagle, but he can't get anything out of that. There have only been 2 kills in these 3 rounds for Dignitas, and that does have significant impact on the money of these CT players. Will they upgrade any of their weapons, these CTs? I'm not sure. Well, the MP9 was obviously dropped for the AWP. Definitely want the sniper rifle on the first round of Dust 2. Peter versus Cadian. Will they both go for an early aggression?
Quick grenades tossed down into double doors. Ricky taking one. That's very unfortunate. No one likes that. Team Dignitas off to a good start. And they'll keep the pace up high, it seems. Mitch applying pressure, smoking 2 smokes on the cross, the B split smokes. Sick now waiting with the UMP. Perfect positioning with the UMP. Gets a swap to the AK.
Money.
And he can adjust. Oh, he missed Rix. I think he actually saw him, but perhaps just didn't register it. It's hard to say, but that's actually going to open up another chance here now to Team Dignitas on the B sides.
Vice and Hiko from the CT position. M4 for Vice. Hiko with the FAMAS. Moving in slowly. They're waiting for a peek. No grenades whatsoever for Dignitas. Hiko has the smoke grenades, which will be deployed in one of the usual positions and force the AWP towards the car. They've got a Molotov going towards the back as well, and now the flash is deployed, but goes the wrong direction entirely. They still haven't pushed. They've wasted a lot of time deploying these grenades, but they found a way in with the smoke. Peter can't see anything. They've got a 2 versus 1 almost on the site, but oh, they're all dead. They've done it. The retake is there for Rogue. It was a very interesting start for them because they, as you can see, I think it was Ricky who was delayed crossing the double doors because he went for the smoke grenades. I think it's, well, I do a similar one where you throw it against the right door, it bounces off the left door and then goes ahead, which allows you to potentially make a play into the tunnel position. Problem is, Dignitas had players charging through mid, and Rogue weren't able to get into position, but they win the round anyway, and they make some nice money with the UMP. And they are not going to rest, not going to allow Dignitas to impose their will. They'll try to stop them, but you see the wide peak from the first player there allows the second player, or first, to get that kill. And now Rogue are in a sticky situation.
Still have the man advantage though, and Hiko on the side. He's got to be careful not to get caught out of position. He almost did. Down to 12 HP, in fact. His teammate exposed because Hiko's unable to sort of create space for Cadian, and now it's all falling apart. And the bomb goes down. Close angles held. No careful up for Peter. He goes down. Sick. Traded out Mitch down low, and he'll get the frag. Ooh, and it's Counter-Strike is... It's crazy the margins it comes down to, because if Hiko just stops running and just takes just a slightly deep off angle onto short, then he's able to probably get a frag, maybe 2 from that position, or at least do some damage. And in just him being able to fight there, then Cadian can use his AWP. The problem was that he bailed straight away, so then Cadian was completely exposed. So Counter-Strike, always down to the finest of margins.
Look how quickly they are into the mid position once again, Team Dignitas. The flashbang or grenade won't come in time, but the guns will. Double peek, and they don't want any of that. However, they are out of position. Mitch expecting a second player by the window. Has he got support though? His teammates are rotating towards his position. In the meantime, Grim has been showing presence towards A long, and he's pulled the players towards A. Only Sick is towards B. It's a one player on either side, and they've made the wrong play. That's a great shot from Vice though. Retake is on, 4 versus 3.
They have some nades actually, the CTs. 2 smokes, an incendiary and a flashbang. That's pretty good going. I think he just smoked off. He could have smoked off the tunnels, I think. That's beautiful. Now there's a real chance here. If they can get a good placement on the incendiary too. Another smoke remaining as they start to go for the push. Sick over the top through the window. Peter able to topple Sick. And now it's down to Cadian in the 1v2, and it doesn't look like he's fancying his chances. He will back away unless he can get a cheeky one here. There's no chance for him to go for this, and he may get a cheeky one, maybe not. And that's going to be that. So Team Dignitas finding a lot of success going for the explosive B split plays, and this is cool because it does serve to condition Rogue a little bit, because Rogue now in their minds they're thinking, okay, B is a problem. These B splits are problematic for us. Do we change our setup a little bit? Are we going to start going more sort of a 2-1-2 type setup later into the rounds? And it might make it easier for Team Dignitas to take A long and so on and so forth. We'll see how it works out.
Again, a fast play from Team Dignitas. Ooh, that could have been 2. That was a great shot from Cadian in the jaw of Rix, and Mitch has made a smoke grenade to create space, and you can run shenanigans around this. If, well, there's all kinds of nerddom I can talk about with this smoke grenade. They did not suspect this at all. But the smoke grenade was his friend, and it became his enemy, and now weapons have been dropped. The rest of Dignitas charging through the long position. Multiple weapons going in either direction, and it's not really working out here for Team Dignitas. Some players can't afford to go for the reload. Peter close now with the AWP. 1 versus 2. Only 1 AK collected for the time being. He's trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and there are players on short. He moves away towards that long position. He's given up the sight. He wants to know where a second player might be, and now we've got a pistol versus pistol duel. He still doesn't know that both players are there. Takes a risk, takes a chance, but maybe one too many, and Rogue take the round.
I love Cadian's play because he had the presence of mind to immediately drop the smoker window. And you know, there's the golden rule for all of you, and I'm sure you've heard it before. When you're attacking the B-bomb site as a tease, you never smoke the window, you smoke the doors and you Molotov the window. And the reason is because if the smoke is blooming there, it's very easy for the CTs to just run through it and get position onto the site. And it's like a easy access pass to the front of the queue. And Cadian did that immediately. His teammates were able to sprint in through it and help him out. And that was really cool the way that they handled that. So, I'm really liking what I see from Rogue so far. I mean, and I also like the team Dignitas giving them some tricky spots, but they're forcing Rogue to create some adaptations, and they're doing a good job so far.
Tactical timeout has elapsed. And Dignitas are going to have a mixed bag for this round. The better buy will be with the likes of Rogue, and now we see the more common smoke grenade, though Ricke seemed to run in front of it, maybe to get the information, but that'll cost him half his life. And once again, Dignitas charging through the B bomb site. I think they're expecting more focus on mid than B at the beginning of a round, and they're trying to punish Rogue for that. They are all over it now. Infinite basically on a flank. Cadian still by the car position though. Expecting this perhaps. Now what is the play of Rogue? 3 players towards top mid, so it seems it's an instant save. Now, they do have a fair amount of utility, but can be expensive to move into the B bomb site, and they don't want to get reset immediately, so they'll take the more conservative approach. Bite off Molotov from outside the B bomb site goes towards the car position. Molotov's the whole of the car position, but also that stack on the left in the corner, it covers that area as well. But I have not published it just yet because it is difficult trying to make a jump throw. There is one that exists, but I just need to find the right angle, and then I will educate the masses. Your retakes will be glorious.
B is a problem.
And what's interesting is that Dignitas may get to a position where they force Rogue to invest more early on in the B bomb site, which will then weaken their approach towards mid. And Dignitas have been they've had fast approaches into the mid position as well. So there is no perfect scenario here for Rogue. And now we see the aggression towards the A long, where there are 2 players. Now we have a 2-1-2 setup here from the CTs.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, because normally you want to get the 3 players on long straight away, and you can sacrifice towards B and mids early on, but forced to change that. It means A-long is up for grabs, easy. And the question is how you want to use it afterwards. They're just sitting for a response here. Now, you typically understand how the CTs adjust their rotations. If they lose long, then it makes sense that they'll have more players towards shorts. However, Rogue's still not really buying this, just holding around middle at the moment. Now they're starting to move around. And they don't have any info on short at all. So this is kind of peculiar from Rogue. It's a very awkward position to be trying to AWP from, but still they're making it work somehow. Grim will take down Hiko on the bomb site. And again, there's nobody on short. Very peculiar to see that in a round like this.
Peter's been very patient waiting for these rotations, and now Ricke is the last man versus 3. That Molotov is pretty good. It's going to cost him most. Oh, 2 HP! That's pretty much the round. If there was any clutch being attempted, I'm sure it's not being now. He will get an AK for his woes, and that is about it. On New Dust 2, the cross from long to A site is very interesting in the sense that there is no... I've spent a few hours trying to find one, but there is no real perfect smoke grenade to cross between the walls at the top of the ramp or in CT spawn. Even if you go around and just drop smokes in what would be the perfect position, there is always a gap. For the ones people are used to doing, where you'd bounce it off the wall at long, you need 2 smoke grenades to cover that wall. Otherwise, there will always be a gap. The one in CT spawn, you can see there, it's always abusable at the top if you're far back enough. So that will be an interesting dynamic as we continue to see Dust 2 back in the map pool. I think it's good that it's not perfect and it requires more investment as well. I think it was a bit too much that one smoke could cover that off.
I'm just surprised that we saw 0 players on short that last round. I mean, sometimes it's okay, you know, the T's will just decide to just put everything...
0 players on short from the T's, you mean?
Yeah, no, from the CTs. I mean, from the T's, it's okay, you know, that if you leave someone sort of lurking top mids, and then you have 4 players going from long onto the A bomb site, that's okay. But to have no one there when you know that the CT well, I mean, usually there's a reason why the CT should have somebody there, so you don't just get all stuck at CT
but
spawn, basically.
They had no eyes on short from mid because Cadian was looking towards lower tunnel, so I think if they had like an AWPer holding the angle then maybe they would have had more confidence in taking that position on short, but they have no idea how close people are, so there's more risk in them going from the site to short in the first place, so that might be what deterred them.
That's a strange one.
Planting 4 short. Something for those of you at home, a lot of people, if they go up from short to site, they'll all run to the site, like schoolboy football, and leave nobody on short itself, but in this situation you can plant for short. Oh my god, he could even win this round, Vice. But he will save the AWP, and I mean, maybe it's a blessing that that last Dignitas player jumped off of the short position. If he stayed there, Vice probably goes for the duel. If he wins it, he's going for the round for sure, but here we are, much damage done.
That's a lovely pickup. They'll have their third loss in a row, so there's plenty of money already on Rogue, and they're going to have a lot of money in addition to that. A lovely $2,900, so looking quite fancy now, especially with the AWP saved. 5-5, Dignitas have done well to clean things up here. They've been pretty successful in getting the bomb down and just, you know, winning those, like forcing saves and so on. B has been a pretty good go-to for them, and that's really where things get a bit weird now for Rogue, because I think that I'm not sure if Dignitas are sort of in their head at this point as to how they're deciding to play the map, but
look at these rushes.
Fast burst again.
Just spiraling in. They're all jumping out the APC and charging into the B bomb site, but Sick will be unexpected, but he won't be able to capitalize on his position. Had a nice off angle as well. That was super weird, but he still couldn't make it happen. Molotovs on the high ground. They do spread to the low sometimes. Can take you by surprise and cost you your life. Hiko coming in from T-spawn while Vice waits. They have some flashbangs. That smoke grenade, though, will be a problem. And again, it's a salvage operation for Rogue. But that has got to be frustrating when people are just forcing their way in to a site and it's like, okay, save, never mind, on to the next one, but time and time again. And I feel like the path into B is narrower than it used to be. I haven't checked in Hammer or something, but it feels like it's the checkpoint is tighter and more dangerous for a T side if you just spray at a solid angle, but you've got to get into that position first, and Dignitas are not necessarily allowing that to happen.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, just going for that fast play. I like it. Maybe it is part of the mind games. Did they do it again? Double ops coming out from Rogue. They have a B spawn. They have a B rush spawn, actually.
It's unlucky that Sig didn't get a kill there. It's crazy how Rick's got that frag. Rick's was looking for it though, but I mean, even if you're looking for something, that's not what you're expecting to see. Player standing on the bricks like that.
The funny thing as well, if they had gone for B rush this round, Rogue decided only to have one man in there. But they've since spread into a 1-2-2. Again, generally speaking, you kind of need 3 players towards A long. Right at the start of the round as the CTs, then you sort of disperse pretty quickly after you take it and dig in one player.
Ooh.
Good pop flash there, clear the close positions. That's the typical thing you want to do, make sure there's no CTs hiding behind the doors.
I was going to say, Vice is the rifle support there, because you're very vulnerable if you're a sniper on your own and you get pop flash like that, but he got flashed as well, so what could he do? Cadian re-peeks, he will manage to get one, but he's got some information for his team. Hiko's immediately pushed into long. He can't try to, he's got to play for the retake now. He can't stand in the fight. He will get traded by the numbers, but he can try to secure the long position for a two-pronged assault. Ricky still has an AWP, keeping an eye on a potential flank. They don't know that all 3 players are on the site.
This is going to be quite tough to break. Good amount of numbers, though, to push in. Ooh, actually, it's lining up there. Lots of trades coming in, and now Peter's a man alone. Heralded as one of the best AWPers here. Pulls out the PT-50 to do the dirty onto Vice. Peter, very nice. With the AWP, saves the round for Dignitas. They go 7-5.
Definitely a good map for the likes of Peter. Stylistically, this is his map, and you can see he's hyping up his team. I think Cody was saying that he has been a very good addition to the team. Had some nice chats with Odie recently. Watch his fish in his pond with his underwater camera, which is pretty cool. Dignitas are trying to throw Rogue in the pond, keep their heads underwater. doing a reasonable job for the time being. They've got 5 rounds in a row, and the money is short for Rogue, who came in strong with the first 4 rounds, but have only got 1 round since. It's a bit Queens of the Stone Age, a little bit Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like it, it's up my street. All right then. No more sniper rifles for Rogue. What will their approach be towards that middle position? They're jumping back and forth, and Peter will spot 1 player. What can Cadian really do here? There is a big focus on the A site now. 3 CT players. Will these angles take them by surprise? Ricky going beyond the corner, trying to avoid getting pre-fired, but it's just too hard at the moment. Vice and Cadian trying to hold things down, and they're forcing Dignitas away.
It's cool though, even though they go down 3v4, they got a kill, of course, and it's really early on. So this really affects the rotations a lot. If you just hold positions now, the CTs may be forced to take some risks, or they'll just spread out into perhaps a 2-1-1 of sorts. Might be one of the, or a 2-1.
You what?
1. We'll see what the case is. It's like they're just holding CT still. And short, playing a retake. How do they break this though? They have a good selection of grenades. They'll make sure that they have a man pushing from the back. And Peter's ready though. The AWP, oh wow, juking out the AWP shot from Peter. A second go of it in fact, but still misses the shot. Now there's a really big chance now for Rogue as they push forwards. Have to deal with that man towards long. Cadian and Hiko get it done.
That was really awkward for Infinite. He had to force the issue there, trying to get an engagement as soon as possible before Hiko peeks from long, but didn't quite do it. Rogue denied him, and that will be a round for Rogue, who are just 1 round behind now. They steal a sniper rifle from their opponent. Let's see what the T's choose to do. Mitch is 4900, but he's not the sniper of their team. Are there any guns on the floor? Or will it be 3 players with pistols? It indeed will be 3 players with pistols and the 2 AKs. And they're headed towards the B-bomb site again. 4 players looking to charge in. What will Peter's role be? Okay, perhaps not. Moving into the lower tunnel position. There are smokes on the Xbox in mid, so they can jump up if they want to, but they don't know what's behind those smokes. Even though that smoke will normally be thrown by T-side, you can throw it from the suicide position. If there's a boost from a CT team, they can hide behind that smoke and absolutely ruin your day.
FACEIT goes forwards from the double doors, but they'll still keep charging there through the window. Rick is on the angle. Bomb now dropped into the bomb site. There's no way to reclaim that, I don't think. This defense stands strong in their fortified positions. And Hiko increasing the amount of damage done to Team Dignitas. It's a slow bleed at the moment for them as they are desperate to recover the bomb. Molotov will remove Sick from his position, but only from a slight moment, and Sick knows exactly where the next peak is coming from. There's just nothing that they can really do. 7-7, and Vice shoot into the body. The dead body on the ground. That's the sort of like the way that CSGO players BM each other. Some people get annoyed by it, some people don't care.
But it's good. You should be glad if you annoy the person you do it to, because then they... I mean, some people can channel that anger, but some people will just lose focus and not play their game and then do worse. Like what Colombia were trying to do to England in the World Cup. They're just trying to trigger the players and get them sent off by having... with callous behaviour. Callous behaviour! Dignitas with the pistols moving towards that short position. Now they've got the smoke on the box, but they do it quietly. They don't want to give Rogue a heads up, but Rogue are having to take a hard read. You see Cadian moving into a familiar position towards that car. Really nice angle for sniper rifle players because you can continue to move left as long as you're covered by Hiko and Vice and take the shots. But now with that smoke down, players could jump into CT, and it does obscure the angles you'd normally hold as a sniper rifle player, and they will spread even more smoke grenades on that position, and Cadian is forced back to the plateau.
Yeah, easy kill onto Infinite, who goes a little bit too far. And hopefully they don't challenge Cadian again with no smoke down. There it is.
With the smoke they just deployed.
Ooh. Oh my god. Peter, great Peter, 50 damage. They might win this round now.
see where Hiko's aiming? On old Dust 2, the box there was bigger and it was a blind spot with that smoke and you could shoot from that position. Not quite the case on this Dust 2 though. Peter is doing all the things. And if he crosses, Peter gets himself a very nice ace in the last round. But no, Mitch will get the last kill, the final kill, and Team Dignitas will take a 1-round lead into the second half. Infinite has 1 kill. Interesting.
He's got 15 deaths. He's died every round as well. That sucks. Sucks to be that guy. Sometimes it happens. Happens to the best of us.
Well, they have spent a lot of rounds charging. So if he's the first guy in who just has to run wide and take the bullets, I think it's still a successful half for them, so it's all good. As long as you reach your goal for the half, doesn't matter who has what in terms of scoreboard. It is not relevant. It's a team game, it's team effort. Rix is on the short position. And there are 3 players in the lower tunnel. Avoids the flashbang, and that might give him warning as to what is to come.
Scary times. Very easy to charge down Mitch when he's in that position. Good thing he's repositioned. Playing the doors now. It's a couple taps in before he falls back. Flash out the window. Re-peeks in. Has to get some frags going. They all look towards the window, these Rogue players, and Grim's going to get one straight in the face. Mitch still alive, but he can't get any kills here. Just not finding the 1 pops that he needs. And there might just be too many left now. Infinite not even able to have time to pull the trigger. 8-8. Rogue win the pistol.
That is both pistols now, which Rogue have won, which is a problem for Dignitas. Statistically, it does not bode well if you lose both pistols, but at 8-8, it is not over yet. How much investment will there be in this CT pistol? Not much. Dust 2 is not like an Inferno where you've got so many corners to try and cause problems from, so Dignitas will have a bigger focus on the buy rounds. They'll be looking at an 8-10 scoreline. It's manageable for these CTs. A 4-man push through B, a 5-man push through short from the T side, and Rikke will be left in situ with the Galil to keep an eye on these players. No more flashes for his team. That's not a duel he really wants to take, and his team can smoke off the short position. That will allow Dignitas to get closer to short, though. Again, a double-edged swords. So he can choose to do that or just play the numbers game with the rifles. Rogue now have to focus on securing an exit strategy, and this is enough. Just contain and control these doors and move towards the pit position. Sometimes CTs will chase you there. It's nice to have a player on blue, which they have in Vice. So they've got a crossfire here to tease. Hiko ends up being the bait, but he'll take one in the face. But again, Vice is still here on full health. 9 bullets though. And more players died than you might expect in that round, but they won the round, so who cares?
So I'm curious actually about the T-side dynamics here for Rogue, because we've seen, or at least I've seen, a lot of new Dust 2, where you just have very dominant T-sides, because the CT side has always been very difficult. You're walking a tightrope with your economy, and if you can't get the ops out and in the right spots, and the opponent just picks the right kinds of rounds, or you miss like those 1 or 2 shots you have to hit, things can just immediately get out of control. And Rogue, overall to me have looked a bit better, and Team Dignitas has a great calling on their T side to get a lot of rounds, but now Rogue get to do the same thing to them.
That is a smoke grenade to go into CT spawn, I do believe. There we go. Is this a telegraph, though, of what their intentions are? You can use it in either way, but I think I raised the question because you want to make sure that it isn't a telegraph. Sometimes you do it and you don't commit, just like Rogue are doing right now. This might serve as a fake. They've got one person shooting down long and one person has thrown a smoke. So how much do the CTs read into that? As you can see, Rogue are moving away from that long position, but Team Dignitas are still stacked there. So self-awareness is key in life and in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and when you're playing against a team that's ecoing, the ecoing teams are always much more likely to fall for tricks, to fall for tells like that, because they have pistols. They run faster with those out, and they just want to stack up. They want to stack up, and they want to take gambles. So you give them an excuse. This is nicely done. I have to say, it's one of the most hopeless things, I think, when you're playing as CT eco on Dust 2, it feels so hopeless. It's just, you just can't find good spots. Everything's so open, and the T's can really just run amok, and it's hard for them to put a foot wrong. I think this was quite well handled around by Rogue, to be honest. Quite a cool use of that CT smoke. Peter's been a bit of a menace with that P250 of his so far. But it will be 10 rounds to the 8 of Team Dignitas for Rogue, and Rogue will now be aware that the AWP is on the cards for Team Dignitas. Do they have some B rushes up their sleeves, or what is their plan?
Trivia, Dust Moret is named after the original Dust from Counter-Strike.
Nice.
He's
Okay.
not, not really, I'm lying.
Okay.
You look like you believe me, Dan, so I just have to clarify
I mean,
that I was lying.
okay.
It's not true. Unless it is true,
Why are you
but I don't think it's
peddling
true.
lies for fun? Why is lying fun for you?
Tactical timeout, we've got to pass
that's
the
what we're
time.
learning right now. We're learning that lying is a pastime for James. So, just anyway. Look what you've opened yourself up
I'm
to.
a poker player, sometimes you have to lie. You have to know how to lie if you want to play poker. That's the only reason why. See, I saved it. 2 sniper rifles for the CT side. It's their turn. Mitch and Peter. Where is the game sound, senors? There we go. Mitch and Peter with the sniper rifles. No snipers for Rogue, but how will they avoid them? They are very quickly up towards the short position. Peter can hear them. He's rotating towards A. He's got 2 players to deal with the long position, but he is in not the best of locations. Vice is the first to drop, though, on the T side, and Peter will be ruined. He didn't really get into a nice spot. Mitch and Grim rotating through B tunnel. Rickson Infinite on long. Ooh, Caden's got this off angle. This is... Oh, they were waiting for it. Experience from Old Dust 2 carries through into New.
Eco working the corner on short. Oh, almost gets both, actually. Big damage done. Might just be enough. Oh, wow, that's fast from Mitch, though. And that will expose Ricky completely. Falls apart. Tico was the linchpin. As soon as he gets removed, it becomes very difficult for his teammates. And they make it work just in the nick of time. And they keep 3 players alive, and they collect an additional AWP. So it's a really good look here for Team Dignitas. But with the bomb down, Rogue do have an option to buy here, and they will. A couple players will be light on grenades, perhaps. I think we can see the action of Mitch to save the day. Swoop in like a hero and wipe them all out. Alright, so very fast into a picking opportunity here from Cadian. Oh, this is very dangerous. Mitch on the angle of the AWP, tried to re-peek it. It's hard to know where to put your one AWP. But when there's 2 AWPs on the CT side, your opportunities to be safe do diminish. Now what do Rogue want to do here? Developing some map control. Vice working shorts. His teammates at the moment providing some presence, but not doing too much else on the map. And the problem is that they don't have much utility. Utility is really key because it can help you to change the rotations or alter the rotations of the CTs. And you can play around that. But right now, as things stand, Dignitas can just hold position. Hold position lurkers.
You can see Peter in mid on the radar, but he's holding the alternative angle for people who come out of lower tunnel, which means he can't see the players crossing from T-spawn, so he doesn't know. There's no warning of these 3 players coming in to clear the long area. 35 seconds and Vice is heading towards the short position. And Vice will hear the rotation of Peter, so there are more problems coming the way of these Ts on a long position. There's a support flashbang. Very important for Orphan to do that second one as well, but they still don't get the kill. There goes Peter, 20 seconds, and it's Ricks. Now in the bad plant spot. I think he's been spotted. Maybe the backpack. He gets his bell rung, and now the bomb can go down.
Mitch has been good, but can he be this good? Will he go for the jump shot? I don't think so. Mitch now actually having to back away. No teammates alive. He's 1v4 deep in enemy territory at this point. It was once his, but now it is no more. Ooh, that was on, but he was moving. Oh my god. Vice!
All the bullets.
Gotta calm yourself, sir.
Bullets, bullets, bullets.
11-9 for Rogue. And the AWP is reclaimed.
The score is still tight.
Dignitas not in a good spot though. They got no money. Need to save.
So let's see what they choose to do. Not the biggest investment once again. They understand how bad a CT eco force buy can be. Less value than other maps. Long has been taken by Rogue. They are passive in the middle position for the time being. Cadian holding for a push from B, and Riquet keeping an eye on mid, keeping the team honest. But with Long being secured, it would not surprise me to see Rogue look to secure short and then go for a simple split of the A site. They have 4 Molotovs, so everything is in their favour with which to do that. Cadian making sure nobody is immediately behind the door. There is a flash for Rix, but there is no engagement just yet. Infinite's position can be wallbanged, at the very least with an AWP and with the gun as well, with an M4A4. So there you go, there's some info for you. So for example, if you're a CT on a retake from CT spawn and you know someone's behind the car, if you shoot, say, in the middle of one of the windows, you might just take them out in the face. 5 versus 3 now, 40 seconds remain, and Rogue are content at this point to have 4 players moving up the middle position and leave Cadians to keep an eye on these players in mid.
And he does well to just back away. There's nothing really gained from trying to get frags there. He just wants to keep his gun alive. One of the big objectives for Team Dignitas here is that they can't win the round, but they can certainly get a kill or 2 and steal guns. And you don't want to give them anything like that, especially not an AK or an AWP. So
Good
I love
discipline.
that. Yeah, yes. It's just understanding it's not about the frags, right?
I remember there was a clip earlier in Simple's career in this kind of situation where he was on long with a Dren and he was chasing frags with an AWP and the Dren followed him because he kind of has to, even though he doesn't want to, and then they both died and gave up the weapons, which was a great example to talk about at the time. That was a very long time ago. A very long time ago. 12-9. Let's see, what is the CT situation? The money is less than perfect, to put it mildly.
So many targets. Cadian nails one. Might be more in store as they wait behind the door. But maybe not. Pop flash set up there for a peek on long. Rogue though chilling out once again, keeping things under control, playing with discipline. I love that that's been a great focus from them so far. It's been something we've consistently seen. Does bode well for them.
Hello.
Rick's going for a push. So B storage, B dark, upper dark, the tunnels, whatever you call it, is occupied now by the CTs. Dignitas make the move. Sick will detect this. It doesn't matter that one can slip through to CT spawn, to be honest, at this point, because the main push is coming into the site and the bomb will be planted soon enough. Quite methodical here from Rogue.
It is. They feel like they're in the end game. Do you remember, was it, I guess it was Source, where you could just shoot barrels all over the place in
Yeah,
Dust 2?
it was Source, yeah. It's really annoying. That was really annoying because like that was 2005 when Source came out and they had this, you know,
LOL, Source, hashtag Sliggy.
And the first game with like a proper, like a physics engine with proper ragdoll and stuff like that was the Havoc engine, which was used in Painkiller a couple of years before that. And so it's like really new and very CPU intensive when you have stuff like rolling around, basically. And so, you know, you'd shoot the barrels and they'd be rolling around. There's like just loads of stuff. You throw a grenade in Source and like about 6 different things just like, you know, rolling around. So
Trivia, Sliggy played Source exclusively because he is a barrel enthusiast. He's big on barrels. He's even made his own stickers of barrels.
We should buy him a barrel.
Once he slept in a barrel. These may or may not be more lies. These are lies.
Observing from a barrel right now.
Sliggy is a barrel.
Today is not your best day, is it, for material, is it? Sliggy is a barrel. This is
Get it out early.
Top tier stuff.
Get it out early.
Top tier.
Get it out early. Just get that out of the system. It's like death matching for 2 hours before a match.
No one
Except
deathmatches
today,
for 2 hours
I
before a
do.
match.
I do. I always do.
2 hours.
If I go to LAN,
Oh
I
God.
go 2 hours before, and I deathmatch for 2 hours. When
First-
I don't have RSI symptoms, because otherwise I just I'm bodied before the match even starts. But then my aim is on point.
I had in my podcast, I had a really good discussion with Valde about like pre-match stuff like that. We'll maybe bring it up in a moment. We'll have the A-long take coming in from Rogue. Rikke has made his way quite far forwards, but he's got to be careful because he can't really push that smoke without additional assistance. Indeed, he will get a frag from behind it, and that's the way you want to do it now until your teammates help you out. And it's hard for the CTs to know how many players are there. Rix will get flashed into the position, and Rikke still causing problems there on the corner by himself, his teammates, so it's still stuck behind the door, yet they've managed to get 2 kills out of this. This is impressive. And it's forced the push into the upper dark from Mitch as well because he needs to do something. You can't just sit there on B whilst your teammates are dying, and it gets worse. It just gets worse.
Rogue are doing well. They're playing to their strengths. Keep it simple. Use the numbers and abuse the CTs. They are stretched out over the map, and we will snap the band. Grim still in the B bomb site. Despite these frags, Rogue are still keeping an eye on the whole map. They're waiting for more response, but it's a 5 versus 2 at this point. And it seems the focus will be the B bomb sites. It is a interesting, like, really from Dignitas' point of view. What do you do at this point? What is your play? They've got 1 player per site. How do you win the round with 1 player on A and 1 player on B versus 5 people? Surely it would be better for them to combine their forces and guess one way or another because the trades are all but guaranteed. Rikke spotted towards... Oh, okay. Rikke's been spotted towards A, and they are going towards Peter's position, maybe because they know he's below short, and that will be hard for him to deal. I thought at first it looked like they were going to go through mid doors, and I was thinking surely they're not going mid to B with Peter on the ramp. But there we go. Peter manages to escape, and he and Grim will be on the B bomb site together.
Yeah, this is really well played. I guess this could be a good moment to talk about what I mentioned before. So I was talking to Valde about sort of how he prepares for games and so on and so forth. And his approach is a little bit different to some people's because instead of playing deathmatch or aimbots or whatever for 20, 30, 40 minutes, like a lot of people do, he just sits there and he prefers to actually just visualize like the plays that will happen during the game and try to visualize like what he expects to happen during the match and sort of run himself through everything that he will be doing in the game. And that is for him the most effective way for him to warm up before a proper game. And I think that's something that people don't talk enough about is visualization before matches and in general. But a topic we can go into another time, or you can check the podcast out. Self-plug.
You are a plug.
I'm a plug. To be fair, you plug yourself all the time. You've already done it in this match.
What are you talking about? I don't have a podcast.
Bought off Molotovs, just already plugging them. It's a nice shot, isn't it?
It was a nice swipe, and okay, we have some frags from Dignitas. They've got weapons to collect here. The scout can be upgraded for an AK-47. Rikke and Hiko wondering what on earth is going on. Hiko going for a recon mission. Now, with 5 players alive, Dignitas have all but abandoned the A site. 3 players in the middle position and 2 in B. And Hiko's slowly realizing that nobody is in the long area, but he will never expect that no one is on A at all. And there's no movement. I mean, Dignitas are essentially out of position as far as A is concerned, and they're not too worried with getting back into position because that has its own risks. They can go for the retake if needed. 5 versus 2. I don't... Where is Peter looking? Let's see. Okay, he's got the off angle again in mid. Now he's looking towards long. You can see there is a gap in the bottom right corner, but Hiko has crossed, so he will not be exposed. Oh, Ricky's got to make his way from long. He's got to cross. He doesn't have any smoke grenades. Oh, but Peter's rotating. If he had kept his angle, but how could they know? The bomb hasn't gone down just yet. And now Hiko's going towards short. He understands what needs to be done. Avoids the flashbang, but there are too many man. Rikke going for bad plants now. How many heads can he get? The Molotov may not allow him to escape. Peter will make it even worse.
Not the bad results, all things considered. And that became a winnable round, which is kind of crazy. Hiko had to push. It's really smart, though, that Hiko understands that. There's so many players left. Like, some people may think, oh, just wait for your teammate, hold the position on the site or something like that. But you have to take space and pushing into short. And if he gets the first kill, then there's a real opportunity for his teammate to have a chance to clutch, 1v2, 1v3, whatever it might be. So, wow. Impressive scout play. Well.
It's getting tight, but Rogue still have a significant lead. Tactical timeout from Team Dignitas at present. We are 4 rounds behind Boyos. We have 2 sniper rifles, 2 AK-47s, and plenty of utility. Let's go and win this match. Rogue will do their best to stop them. They've got money as well. This will be, well, I mean, the implications of this round are self-explanatory. If Rogue win, they're on match point. Dignitas still on the catch-up.
Yes, it's looking pretty... I still think it's looking really... I don't think Rogue need to worry about anything just yet. Obviously, they've got cash in the bank, and they've had a pretty good and consistent series of approaches right now. And to me, they are showing themselves as a team that it's just all about the approach and not really about sort of getting into the momentum, being in that flow state individually. But we're seeing just generally a team approach from them. So that's really, really rewarding to watch. There's a lot of smart players on the team as well. They've got middle at the moment after showing some level of harassment towards A-Long. There's 2 players there for Team Dignitas. They're really feeling the A attack at the moment. Or a late take onto Long.
I do wonder if it's going to be some kind of B split from the T's potentially.
Yeah.
Many questions to be answered. They've got a minute to do it. The flashbang is good to push Peter off his position. Will he play from the car, Peter? Indeed, he will.
The long push. This is a crazy good timing for this. I think they were going to go back for the B split. They have their options open. Oh my god, they're going to go straight in the middle of all of the T's. This could be catastrophic. Infinite finds one. There it is. Where's the next one? Easy frag. There's more to be had here for Infinite, but maybe he's done enough. It's a 3v3 now. Desperation kicks in for Rogue.
Mitch moving out of the B bomb site. Where are Rogue headed? Hiko running top mid. Hiko going back towards a short position. There seems uncertainty as to what to do, maybe based on the time. Peter at the barrel position. This is an off angle that you sometimes see, but as the smoke dissipates, Sit can see through it. And there's Hiko taking down Rix, leaving Mitch alone, and no one need cross because the bomb is already on the site. So this hasn't quite worked out for Dignitas despite the well-timed flank. They just didn't kill enough players, it seems. Going towards the long position, but he will be waited for by Vice. I think he's exposed his position now. Looks left, gets taken out from the right, and that's match point for Rogue.
That was a really cool flank. They're so unfortunate not to get more out of that. It is awkward, of course, because you're going in between the 2 clusters of T's, but still. So it's definitely a disappointing result. But they have something to fight with in this round at least. They got no point to Mitch and so on. Cadian not able to get anything on the cross just yet. And you can see that 3 players rushed into Upper Dark, and that's if Cadian does make a frag. But it's Mitch to get the kill. The Orb, can he get another one on the fadeaway? Ooh, it's very, very desperate to get out of there. 11 points of health. That lack of Kevlar really hurts.
Maybe switch position with Grim, although Mitch is going aggressive towards B. Most suggesting he's going to walk into the tunnel. That doesn't work out for Infinite, and that is a colossal failure for Dignitas on a short position. And that should be the match at this point. Again, Grim and Mitch on a slow push from the B area, but Rikke will wait for them, and he's got some angles to play with. There's the first one, and Mitch just doesn't have it in him for the return frag. 16-10, Rogue take that one. It wasn't back and forth, but they pulled away at the end to take it over the line versus Dignitas.
Yeah, and I